So, despite what the title says, this is not going to be a standard theory video. I just did that because would you have clicked on this otherwise? Obviously not. I'm not going to be citing evidence, probably not even going to show gameplay footage, so you just get to watch me sitting here doing my nails. It's really going to be more like fanfic writing out loud. Just some thoughts I've had and the ways I can see them coming together into a satisfying narrative. So, POV, as I'm told the kids say, you are Carol Holiday, in the prime of your life, married to a wonderful man who makes you laugh, mother to 2 beautiful daughters, a rising star in local politics. You got your position after hometown's previous mayor retired or died or resigned, whatever, but you quickly showed everyone that even though you may not be the most personable of politicians, you can get things done, and the citizens have been happy to prosper under your guidance. You've just got that frosty, no-nonsense streak that all the powerful women in your family have had. Speaking of family, both your daughters are quite bright and very driven to succeed, just like their mother. Where the youngest is athletic, the oldest is artistic. And like many artists, she's troubled. It could be just because she's a teenager, and who can say? But either way, as she moves through her teens, you start to worry. Maybe she's fallen in with a bad crowd. Maybe it's mental illness. Maybe it's that damnable internet. Again, who can say? For all your political prowess, having deep, meaningful conversations with your children is not your strong suit. Whatever the reason for your daughter's problems, it still stands to reason that you're usually busy with your work running the town and away from home. Your husband, who has never smoked a day in his life, is having yet another bout of his reoccurring affliction, and the stress from all of this climaxes one night in a fight between you and your elder daughter. Maybe you each said some things you regret. Maybe things got physical. The reasons why don't matter, the end result is the same. She ran away. And at first, you didn't even want to follow her. So you called the police chief being a family friend, after all, and he was all too happy to go and look for her, make sure she was okay after she'd had a bit of time to cool her head. That argument was the last time you would see her. When the police chief knocked on your door, and your husband opened it to show a somber face and no troubled teenager, your blood ran cold. It was hard trying to understand his explanation. The words were filtered through a murky haze, but nothing that he said really made sense. You tried to grapple with the reality of what had happened, but what had happened? There was something about a knife, an explosion, him reaching for her as she was sucked into a void, and then just gone. From there, things fell apart. Your husband went back to the hospital. The police chief, in disgrace, resigned his post. His wife, another friend of your family, divorced him. Their oldest child, your daughter's friend, left for college. Your families stopped getting together like they used to. All you knew was 2 things. That what happened to your daughter was your fault, and that the same thing would not happen to your other daughter. Not if you had anything to say about it. Your brows furrowed, your hands clenched, and your heart hardened. She would grow up right. You would die trying to make that dream reality. But a funny thing happened. One night, maybe you were sitting alone in your giant empty house. Maybe you were in bed getting ready for sleep, or maybe even during a dream, but you heard something. It was her voice. It was calling for help. You didn't understand it. You really never understood anything related to her disappearance, not even after pouring all the resources a tiny town could offer into the investigation. But your baby girl was still out there. She was alone. She was afraid. She needed you. The way the voice spoke, it didn't tell you what you needed to do, but you understood regardless. You enlisted the help of your old friend's youngest child. You'd always had a bit of a soft spot for them, and they'd always been friends with both of your daughters. And even if they could be something of a handful now and then, a bit of a prankster, they really missed their friend, and they were very willing to help you carry out your plan. Together you crafted something, a calling, a working, a summoning, an oath, a pact, a blood binding that caused this child to become possessed by something, with a promise that this power would be the key to finding your daughter, if only they could master it. You never really thought about what a burden that was to put on a young child, but that's why you knew about us. Now, of course, you're a busy woman. You've still got a town to run. You've had to leave the child to figure things out on their own for the most part. They're struggling with being controlled by this entity, and they don't like the things they're being made to do. But you're only ever a phone call away. You're giving them all the support you can, as someone who still just has no idea what's going on anymore. Because one way or another, you're going to bring her back to you, no matter what it takes. No matter what it takes. Thank you for indulging me in this little bout of fancy. If you like the video, do please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and all that stuff. My attempts to recapture the highs of my first DELTARUNE theory have obviously been for naught, but I'm still enjoying doing this, and I hope you've been enjoying it as well. Take care. Okay, but is it just my imagination, or did the entire fandom intuit that Carol's name was in fact going to be Carol? That wasn't actually confirmed at any point before Chapter 3 and 4 dropped, was it?